Hello, 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 and welcome to the Dear Diary podcast. I'm your host, Katie, and guys, we have finally made it through. And we are now back and running. I'm so happy. I don't know if you guys can still tell, but I still have this cold, but I'm not going to let it stop me. Nothing but Dayquil and Mucinex can get us through the day, okay? I'm just so glad that you guys have cooperated with me, joining the live. I really truly appreciate you guys so much. It was so much love and support and feedback. And I'm just so happy that I'm finally able to continue pushing through with this podcast. I will tell you, spiritually and emotionally and physically, I have been drained. Nothing to do with the podcast, but just in life generally. Like, sometimes life can be lifing, and it was catching up to me. And I really feel like, it was kind of like, the devil trying to get on my back, trying to make me feel, fatigued and try to stop me at my peak. And I'm just not going to allow him to. And I refuse to. Like, one thing about God, he always show up in so many ways that I need him more than I think that. And I'm just very grateful, very humble. And I'm just so blessed to be back on this mic. Okay. And I'm really so excited to tell you about this new topic. This new topic is titled, okay, for episode 6. It is called, Is Marriage Still the Goal? Okay. And I feel like we really need to dissect on what this dating life is looking like for a lot of our single fellows. And I'm telling you, I'm just not really understanding what's going on. But I really want to know, like, is marriage still the goal? Like, are we still reaching for marriage? Like, I really feel like it's so many different constructs, there's so many different ideas, so many different roles and values and opinions on marriage, which is totally valid and so true. And you stick to those, whatever you decide in life. But I think I'm really talking to the girlies and the guys who really want to be married one day or have the yearn or the desire for a relationship. And I just want to know, just in general, is it still the goal? Because I just don't, honestly, just looking at what we got and what is out there, I really don't think it's the goal. I really feel like a lot of people nowadays are dating for aesthetic reasons. I don't think people are really out here trying to get in depth, really get to know, value people's time. I don't think people really know how to communicate, don't want to learn how to communicate. And I really feel like a lot of this dating pool is looking like, little to none. Like, it's not giving. It's not the same. It's not filled with purpose. It's not filled with an agenda. I feel like people are just going at it, coming with their own baggage, their own trauma, their own insecurities, and pushing on people to be their responsibility to heal them from the things that they've been through. I think people are trying to find a person that can, give them all the things that they needed in life that they were deprived from when they were younger or, till now. And I feel like, that's not what dating is supposed to be. Those fulfillments are something that you need to work on yourself and work on, coming with therapy or finding ways to figure out why you want those things in life. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we have to fulfill ourselves. And I feel like you definitely do deserve somebody that's going to be there while you're still fulfilling yourself. But you cannot put that all on one person. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that people are looking for, they're putting out there, they're looking for, things that they need to have within themselves. You know what I'm saying? And also, I feel like a lot of people are dating now for aesthetic reasons. Like, oh, who's gonna look good with me? Who's gonna get me the most likes on Instagram? Who's gonna do these TikToks with me? Who is going to, fit the aesthetic that I want, the life that you have in your mind, this illusion that you have in your mind. Like, I feel like a lot of people nowadays are dating for those type of reasons. Like, if you haven't noticed, I've been seeing on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all social media, like, people are doing 360s now, turning around, showing their body off and getting rejected or accepted if their body is what it's supposed to be giving or something, whatever they're looking for. People are popping balloons now on YouTube, and they're popping their balloons for the smallest things. And it's not to sit here and say that you shouldn't have, a standard. Everybody deserves to have a standard, okay? Because if you're just out here in this dating pool not knowing what you're looking for, you catch anything. You feel me? But I think it comes to a point where we need to be real with ourselves and figure out why do we have these unrealistic standards when it comes to people. Like I seen this perfect example. I seen this guy on that Pop the Balloon YouTube thing, and he all the girlies popped their balloons because it was because of what he presented himself. Oh, his outfit wasn't what they wanted to look like. You feel me? Like, he had on a regular plaid shirt. He had on, his outfit was clean. He didn't have no holes in it. He didn't look dirty. He didn't come with no odor on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't fit this societal standard of what nowadays girls are looking for. You feel me? Because I feel like if it was a man who was portrayed to be hood, you feel me, with a lot of tattoos and a white beater and a regular jeans, they would have went for it. But since he was more so on the nerdy side, you can tell he likes anime. You can tell he's into stuff like that. It was an issue. Even when the girl said, oh, you're into anime, that's childish. And to me personally, I'm just like, how is he childish for liking the things that he liked? You know what I'm saying? He didn't say he liked Barney. You know what I'm saying? Like, anime is still an adult thing that people are into. And I feel like we really need to come to ourselves and figure out, like, okay, what do you want? Like, you come on these, type of platforms knowing that you're going to get random selections. Why aren't you open to things that are beyond your worldview? And I feel like a lot of that comes with these things that we see on Instagram that's quote unquote popular. Like, everybody want to be an Ari and Moneybag, but nobody want to talk about the real relationship that's going on with Ari and Moneybag. The constant breaking up, the constant, and then again, I don't know them in real life. I see what's being portrayed online. So I'm speaking about what's online. And we put these things out there like, oh, you want a relationship like that because they look good together. He's this and she's that. She got it. It's just like, but what's inside? What's the depth though? Even with Cardi B and Offset, everybody wanted to be Cardi B and Offset, but it's been multiple times where he's been cheating on her, and it's been multiple times where it's been not healthy. She's crying on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta really be cognizant when it comes to what we are holding up as the standard. And don't get me wrong, I love Cardi B, I love Offset, I love Moneybag, I love Ari, I love all of them, okay? I love God's people. But one thing about it, I'm not idolizing them or making them the standard of what a relationship is supposed to look like, because most of the times, these are just pictures. It looks cool that they're out in Dubai and she's in her bikini and he's in his, little cute outfit, but that's not a relationship. Like, when you talk to the old heads, when it talks about marriage and why they've been together for so many years, it's about work. Who are you going to be able to work with and continue to compromise and accommodate and adjust to for the rest of your life? Like, that is what you're supposed to be looking for. You feel me? And sometimes, yes, that goes behind looks. Like, yes, don't settle for nothing that you don't like. And I'm not just talking to the women, I'm talking to men too. Yes, you should go for something that your heart is like, oh, yes, I want this person. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't just be so shallow. And I feel like a lot of the times we get stuck in this getting this attraction phase and getting to know phase, and we don't move past the talking phase or the dating phase, because we can't get past simple mindedness when it comes to dating. Like, we can't get past it. And then we add in things into it. We add in sex into it. We add in all these different things to it. And it just like, it's becoming more than just dating. It's becoming more than just surface level. We're adding souls attached to us now. Now we're building connections with people that we don't even plan on seeing the next few years. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we're promoting our young people, my people, that we should be quote unquote having fun, and we should be intertwining our souls and making these connections and doing all this stuff so freely and so vividly and so explicitly, and no type of bounds. Like, it's no boundaries on anything. And I feel like, I'm the type of girl where I had to learn the hard way. Like, I can't just have sex for fun. That's just not me. Some people can do it. I'm just not that type of person. And I found myself trying to move in those societal standards of oh, you're young, you're in your 20s, go have fun, go explore. And they say go have fun and go explore, but when I went to go quote unquote have fun and quote unquote have to explore, nothing was fun for me. My feelings was getting hurt every day. I was confused on where me and this person stood. I thought we had a connection and it wasn't. I thought he respected me, he didn't. And a lot of times my heart and myself was still healing from the things that I've been through in my past, and I'm looking for that person and to fulfill those things. And it's just like, no, Katie, like a lot of the times I found myself where my desire for wanting a relationship has been my downfall. You feel me? And I really can't blame that on nobody else but me. Like, I take full account for it because I was the person who settled for less, settled for things that I knew I didn't want, but I still pushed on because I felt like these were my only options, or just being nice, or just trying to think that since I had sex with this person, or just because I made a connection with this person, that I gotta continue on. And just like, no, like, my therapist literally just told me a couple days ago that, Katie, just because I told her about my dating life and my experience, especially like I said, being a plus size woman, being a black woman, just in general, it is hard for us dating. Okay, like, we're the bottom pool. So when I was younger, I didn't get that attention. I didn't get, especially from guys, like, I didn't get that male validation. So when I got older and I started getting it, I felt like what came my way, I had to keep. They teach us young girls how to not go after the man, how you supposed to wait for him to come to you because you don't want to seem like you begging for no man, So when you get taught that, you wait to come what's your way. And most of the times, even if it's something you're not feeling, you still operate in it because it's like, well, this is the person that wants me. You get what I'm saying? And I know I still operate in that way of like, I want somebody that wants me, but I also gotta want them back. And I had to tell myself, like, Katie, stop settling. Like, a lot of my times of me settling, I got my feelings hurt. I, did more damage to myself than good. You feel me? Like, that fun or whatever experience I was supposed to experience didn't do anything but confuse me anymore or take me further from my purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm dealing with all these extra scars that I put on me because I didn't have the proper, you know, I didn't have the proper instructions on how to date, especially as a black plus size woman. And I think I'm so passionate when it comes to relationships and stuff because I still have the desire. Like, I know for me, marriage is still the goal. And I feel like that's why I'm really trying to learn how to do it the right way. Like, I don't want to get married to somebody that, you see all the time when they say, oh yeah, my mom and dad have been married for years, but they don't hug each other, they don't kiss each other. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be married to the person that, just tells me all these things and be cheating on me with some younger woman aside. I don't want that either. I don't want to be married to somebody that didn't really want me, or I was their last option because the girl that they wanted, wasn't available at the time. I don't want none of that. And I see a lot of adults operating in that. And it's just like, that's not okay. You feel me? And sometimes we get so caught up in comfortability, like we will stay with a person for longevity rather than putting out the facts. You feel me? If within that person, within the years, you guys surpassed and you guys overcame a lot of things, and that's different. But when you're constantly going through torment and you're constantly going through devastation, and the only thing that's holding you is years, you have to reevaluate why you're holding on to them in the first place. Maybe you have attachment issues. Maybe you are afraid of being alone. You feel me? And I feel like, when it comes to dating, I think the biggest thing that we need to do, especially with my generation, is figure out what is going on with me first. What is going on with me? Why do I want a relationship in the first place? You feel me? And I think I got so discouraged to the point where I think I'm at a place now where I gave up on that. I started to idolize that. And as a Christian, you don't need to be idolizing anything. That's a sin. And when I started to idolize a relationship, and then I started finding myself just doing anything for the potential of a relationship, I just saw myself spiraling, like crashing out, like crying or so emotional about people and whatever the case may be, because I am having this idea of this is gonna be my person. Like, okay, when they come around, this is gonna be my person. Like, it gotta be my. And it's just like, Katie, no, like you don't know them. And I had to also ask myself questions too, like, Katie, why do you like people that don't like you back? Like, have you ever been getting to know somebody, or you like somebody and then y'all finally start getting acquainted and you realize, like, they don't really like me like that, but I have this desire, like, ooh, like they don't like me, but let me prove to them to like me. Like, I've been through that. Like, I've been with a lot of guys who will sit here and tell me, no, I like you. Like, it's like this mind game. Like, oh no, I really want to get to know you. I find you super cute, super attractive. Like, I want to do yeah with you, but I don't want a relationship. I don't want no commitment. I don't. I just got out of a relationship, and it's just like, okay, you just got out of a relationship, and you just trying to look for fun or whatever. But I know deep down in my heart that's not what I want. But because I think I like this guy, I still pursue it, and it's just like, Katie, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? And then it's just like, you like this person, but he doesn't like you back. Like, he's not showing you anything for you to like him. And sometimes I get so caught up within my own delusions, and I get so caught up in what I want, I will continue it on and again get my feelings hurt, because when I start to address how I feel, they looking at me crazy like, girl, I didn't give you no reason to like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't give you a reason. I barely text you back. I barely, gave you a compliment here and there. I hit you up whenever I wanted to. I did you how I wanted to be done to you. Why do you like me? Like, you feel me? And I had to really come to myself like, Katie, why do you like these people? Like, they didn't show you anything. They didn't tell you anything that should make you want them. If anything, they have degraded you, or they have made you feel like you were not worthy of loving. And it's so crazy to me because I found myself getting caught up in that whole thing of guys not wanting a relationship but still wanting to lay and do relationship things with me. And like I mentioned before, they get caught up and they say that they like me, and they get like, they'll show affection and all that. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not just out here just messing with dogs, okay, but they will show me affection, but just give me a little bit to keep me going. Like, it's like this game, and it's like, but I know at the end of the day, you wouldn't choose me, because if you chose me and if you wanted me, you would have did what you had to do. And I feel like a lot of us girlies, or a lot of us people, get caught up in those situations. Like, I be seeing the finsters, I be seeing the venting, like, I be seeing y'all, put yourself, y'all close friends talk about how they do this. I understand, because I go through the same thing, but I refuse to go through it anymore. Like, I think literally last week I told myself, this is not it. Like, if marriage is the goal for me, like, that's just like saying that you want to lose 50 pounds, but you keep eating burgers and fries. We cannot sit here and say that marriage is the goal for us, and one day we want to be married, and one day we want to have a family, and we want to break these generational curses, when we keep dealing with BS. Like, we got to be real with ourselves. And then we also have to be, take accountability of the things that we went through as too. Like, a lot of the things that I went through is because it was on me. I'm being very real. And like, I chose that. And yes, did I get deceived? Yes. But most of the times I knew. And I still stuck around. And it's also the girlies who have so much potential, that have so much, they are wonderful people inside and out. But when it comes to relationships, it's their downfall. Like, you know how to make decisions when it comes to everything else except for that boy. Like, you find yourself falling in the same cycle with that boy over and over and over again. And he is holding you back from the person that you need to be with. Literally. He is holding you back from experiences that you're supposed to experience. And I feel like too, like, when it comes to relationships and all of that, like, we put that on a pedestal, but majority of the time, you can still experience love outside of relationships. Like, that's what friendship is about. Like, relationships have so many factors. You have your friendships, you have, partnerships, you have all these other things. And I feel like we have to value that too. Like, we get so caught up in wanting love, whatever we think love is, that we neglect friendships, we neglect family, we neglect other things that, serve a purpose for us as well. God speaks through all people, not just your lover, and I feel like we need to also value the other relationships that we have in our lives. A lot of times I learned who I am through listening to my friends, through being around my friends. I've experienced more things in life just by being around other people. And I found myself too seeing how my family and friends treat me, you know, and I'm like, wow, like this is what I'm supposed to be having. This is what, this is what communication looks like. This is what showing somebody that, showing somebody that you care looks like. This is what showing up for somebody looks like. This is what, true love looks like. And if you never had that example in your life before, and the only thing you have been doing is literally, romanticizing or prioritizing like romantic relationships, maybe you got to look around your circle and see who's loving up on you, see who's showing up and checking up on you every day. As silly as it may sound, I used to be like, oh, I didn't get no good morning text message, or oh, I didn't get this, or oh, I didn't get that. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start sending my friends good morning messages. Like the things that we think we have to deprive ourselves from that we really want, we don't have to. It don't have to look or be romantic, but it can still fulfill you in all different types of ways. And I feel like that's the part where we have to figure out for ourselves. Like, you got to figure out why you in a relationship so bad. You got to figure out why you holding on to this person so bad, or why we, putting ourselves at the bottom pole just to receive some type of infatuation of what we think that love is. Like, and I feel like a lot of girls and a lot of men, we do this circle of our trauma. We see what our parents did and we think that's what love is, and majority of the times it's not. And I just feel like, we need to be in a position, in a space where we need to, look with ourselves within and be real with ourselves, and also learn how to properly date. I am so tired of being in this generation. Like, I'm so tired of being in this generation. Like, I wish that I was dating back in the day. Like, those are the days where I wish that I was back in that era. Like, things were so clear. Things was, you can confront people. Like, you didn't have a screen to hide behind, or you didn't have Instagram and all that. Like, you had to confront a person when you did them wrong. You had to confront a person to tell them that you didn't like them and you didn't want to communicate. You had to do those things. And I feel like nowadays, when it comes to dating, people do not know how to communicate. Like, we learn how to read, write, cursive. We learn how to do all these things, but we do not know how to send a simple text message that says, hey, just want to let you know X, Y, and Z. People don't know how to respect people. Like, you cannot sit here and say you want to entertain someone, and then when they give you that, and they give you that entertainment that you're looking for, and then pull back and not explain yourself. That's just like saying that you want a job and you go to the job and you get there and they're paying you and doing all these things, and then you just randomly decide that you don't want the job one day and you just automatically leave. You can't do that. I mean, you can, but it's not right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people nowadays don't know how to communicate. A lot of people act like they don't know how to express themselves and their feelings. And I understand it's a lot to come with that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not judging anybody. But we have to learn how to be adults. You cannot say you want to commit to something and you don't commit to it. And then you don't want to take accountability for it when someone calls you out on it. You feel me? You cannot sit here and say you want to do something with somebody and don't do it. And then you get mad when they bring up something and then it's, oh, she tripping, or she doing too much, or she pressed for me. No, actually, I'm a human being and I deserve respect. So if that is too hard for you to do, then maybe you shouldn't be dating. Maybe you're too immature to date. Me not wearing Balenciaga, or me not having my face beat, or me not having this societal standard look is the reason why you don't want to be with me, then you might be too immature to date. You feel me? Like, I will never sit here and deny a man because he is interested in things that I'm not interested in. It's a lot of things I'm not interested in, but I would never sit here and deny anybody because they don't have the same interests as me. Like, some of you guys are really immature. Like, again, like I said, you guys are popping balloons and, oh, I don't want to talk to him. Like, I saw this one girl, I swear to God, I saw this one girl on Twitter. She didn't talk to this man because he did this romantic thing and got her a horse carriage ride or whatever, and it was cute. It was out in the nighttime. She said he was corny. How is he corny for showing you affection? But the guy who barely texts back and barely say anything to you, and because he comes off like this hood guy, like he all this and he all that, he gets all your undivided attention, and he's not corny. To me, that's corny. If you can't respect me, you corny. Period. If you can't show me any type of affection, or you can't sit here and treat me like the lady that I am, then you're corny, bro. Real talk. Even the girlies who treat men like clowns, like, oh, I'm gonna do this with this guy and I'm gonna do that with that guy, and he gonna give me money that he's only worth this and he's only worth that. You're corny. Go get a job. Real talk. You're trying to do this sprinkle and it don't work for you, babe. It doesn't. And I'm just being really real, because a lot of people don't want to talk about these conversations. A lot of people just like laugh at these people behind the scenes, but we need to talk about it. We need to address it, because a lot of these people are holding us back. Seriously. A lot of times people get in relationships and they cheat, and then they get mad when they get caught, and it's just like, bro, I thought you said you wanted to be with me. I thought our time and everything was devoted towards me. What are we doing? Why are we cheating? Why are we out here? You could have been single. And I feel like y'all don't know what you want. And I feel like sometimes too, when I'm calling the men out, I feel like a lot of times men, they be wanting the emotional part from us as well. They sit here and say that they don't, and they just want sex, and they just want to do this and do that. But a lot of times the boys really feed off of the emotional connection from women, period. And I'm talking about heterosexual relationships because that's my specialty. I don't really know anything about others, but I just noticed that a lot of people feed off of the emotional connection they get from a woman. It makes them feel confident. It makes them feel special. But they know at the end of the day, they will never open themselves up that way to give what they're receiving. And then they play this mind game and gaslight you to make you feel like you're crazy, or to make you feel like, oh no, you don't want, you're trying to make it seem like I like it. And it's just like, no, like, I know what you're doing. You want all of these things from me, but you don't want the consequences and the responsibility that come with it. I'm tired of that too. You feel me? And I feel like that's why it's really hard for marriage to be the goal, because how is it the goal when we're playing all these little kid games? Like, marriage to me is a big girl thing. I'm not hopping in marriage just to hop in marriage and say I'm married, period. I would rather be single and still looking and doing things the right way than just give up and settle for something that I know at the end of the day is going to harm me. Because a lot of times when you connect yourself to a person that's not supposed to be a person, you know what happens? Toxic parenting, hyper independence, all of the stuff that I talked about previously. Those things come about when you connect yourself to a person that you have no business connecting yourself to be with anyway. But you're so caught up in trying to, fulfill yourself from other things that you've been deprived from when you were a child, and not healing your own self. You're creating more people like you. More hurt babies. You're creating more of a toxic environment. You're never going to be fulfilled. Like, I was in a relationship, and I had to tell myself, like, Katie, I had to really look at myself, what my life would look like from 10 years from now, and it was going to look unfulfilled. A lot of the things that I looked for and yearned for were going to never be fulfilled. And I was like, okay, that's enough right there to leave. Sometimes when you deal with a lot of trauma and you deal with a lot of crazy stuff, when you finally get out of that and you get in something else that is not so chaotic, you think that that's still okay, and it's not. Begging for time, communication shouldn't be something that I should be settling for, dealing with. When somebody wants your time, if somebody wants to communicate, they'll make it happen. And I had to tell myself that. And this is just me talking to me, okay? And I'm just going to keep reminding you and reminding everybody who's listening that the things that you're asking for, if you have to ask for it twice and it's not done, it will never be done. Oh my gosh, it will never be done. You still asking that man to put a ring on it after 10 something years, and I just feel like it's crazy that we are getting in these relationships knowing we have no full intent, like making it, like, really stamping it. Like, why are we 30 something years old? Why are you 40 years old with the person that you've been with since you were 20 and still didn't think that you wanted to marry her? You know how degrading that is? This woman has given you a home, kids, probably financial stability, everything. And you don't want to marry her? Because now nowadays we're talking about that marriage is just a title. No, it's not. You know how many benefits you can get from marriage? Marriage is a business, okay? Marriage is top seal. Because if something happens to you, that person is the responsibility to make sure that you're okay. You feel me? So it's like, if you really want partnership and you really want marriage, then that's what you need to be doing. Don't be wasting nobody's time. I've seen so many women out here saying, oh, I've been with this man for 10 something years. And I'm not talking about the girlies that are like me, like you've been with the person since you were in middle school and high school. Like, that's different. I feel like from 20s to 30s, you in a relationship for 10 some years. I understand you gotta figure it out. You still figure out yourself financially wise. Like, you gotta figure it out. You feel me? Take your time, please. I'm not trying to sit here and say that you gotta rush, but please take your time before marrying somebody. But don't waste nobody's time either. I feel like men know what they want, okay? And if it's taking him 15 years to sit here and tell you that, oh, I want to marry you now, he doesn't want you. He wants the security that you give him. He knows that you're a security blanket. That's why he always comes back. Okay. Like, real talk. Okay? And I just don't understand it. I just don't understand of what's the purpose of creating a family with somebody and creating generations with somebody that you have no intentions on being with the rest of your life. Like, we have to be mature. We have to learn how to take accountability. We really have to learn how to control ourselves. Seriously. Because for me, it's people that I know that want me, and I could be like, oh, let me get with them and da-da-da. Knowing daggone well, I have no true intentions on wanting to be with this person for the rest of my life. So why would I waste anybody's time? And it's not even just with marriage. It's just with dating in general. You have so many people link it up just for, oh, I want to go on a date, so I deserve to go on a date, so I'm just going to go on a date. Okay, cool, cute. But now you 2 months in with this man, and he's pursuing you, and you have no intentions on continuing on. His qualities, everything. He's nice. He's great. But deep down in your heart, you don't want that. So why waste his time? Where he could have been doing him, or he could have been finding somebody else to pursue. Like, we have to be more considerate. Like, bro, at the end of the day, you won't want nobody doing that to you, because people are so big on their emotions nowadays. People go crazy about their emotions. Like, all the memes that you see on social media and all that stuff like that, you would think that people will take other people's emotions more seriously, but they don't. Like, it's just a game. Like, this dating life is just a game. Like, who can I get? Who can I snatch up real quick? Who can I play with now with today? You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times, a lot of people now are just trying to promote. They're just trying to get the most likes on Instagram. They're just trying to get the most out of whatever they can get. Like, so many fake relationships. Like, you'll be surprised. A lot of these people don't even be with each other in real life. But they look good together, so let's take a picture of them. And make sure you tag black couples and tag couple of the year, all that. Black love feed, all that. Tag all them pages so you can get viral, so you can make some type of money. And I think a lot of people are just so big on being known. It's not even nothing about substance nowadays. Like, we're dating for all of the wrong reasons, and I'm just tired of it. We got to be real with ourselves and why we doing it in the first place. Like, it is so many wrong things going on wrong with dating. There's too many games being played. It's too many mind tricks being played. It's too many souls connecting to souls that don't need to be connected to. It's too many people crashing out about people that don't care about them in real life. It's so much hearts being played with. So many people really, truly, like, missing out on so much love and life and prosperity because relationships ain't going where it's supposed to be. And I feel for my girls who deal with men or deal with anybody in their lives that play with them so much to the point where they don't see themselves getting married anymore. the thought of marriage is not even something that they want. They don't even care for it. It's like, you know what? I'm so traumatized. I'd rather just be by myself. And you know how hard that is? We are so traumatized. A lot of us are detaching ourselves from the things that we truly want and desire from life. Like, I know for me, I'm so traumatized. Like, I don't like my tolerance is very low for people nowadays. Like, my tolerance is very low, and I have a good heart, but my tolerance is so low. Like, one thing you do, I'm over it. And that's why I know I still need to work with myself. It's still a lot of work that I need to get done. You feel me? But I know that I'm doing the work. And I deserve somebody that understands what I'm going through too. Like, this world is already enough. We want to make it harder on ourselves by being harsher to ourselves. You feel me? Like, I just think it's crazy. And I get it. And I truly get it. Because I'm starting to get tired. I got to be honest. I'm tired. You feel me? I want you love. I want the love that is made for me, that God has designed for me. And I got it. But it's okay to be tired as well. It is okay to take a break. You feel me? Sometimes you get so caught up in getting to know all these people and the connections. Sometimes you get overstimulated. Sometimes you just need a break. You know, sometimes you just been hurt too much or disappointed too much. You just need a break. And that's okay. But in that break, in that solitude, please fulfill yourself. Don't lack yourself from anything. Fulfill yourself with things that will do you good in the long run. You feel me? If a relationship didn't work out, don't beat yourself up about it. You feel me? See where it went wrong. Your part, their part, whatever part. Figure it out. Work it out with yourself. Talk to your friends about it. You feel me? Like, I'm so grateful that I have a support system that do not get tired of me talking about the same scenario for the past couple months. You feel me? Like, I still talk because it still bothers me. And I feel like a lot of people act like in dating that we don't like emotions aren't real. Like, people don't play about their emotions, but they don't want to put that they have emotions. Like I'm the type of person where if I like you, I'm going to tell you I like you. And I'm not going to play around that I don't like you. Like, you my man. Like, in 3 days, you my man. Like, real talk. 3 days, you my man, and I'm going about you crazy. You feel me? Like, not figuratively, but I'm just saying, like, if I like you, I like you. And that should be okay. I feel like nowadays putting this face up like, yeah, I'm not going to let her know that I like her. Why? If the goal is to get to know her and be with her one day, why we acting like we don't want to like her? Why are we playing this game like, oh, I got to play cool, I got to play macho? For what? Why are we playing too hard to get if this is the person that you want? Yes, boundaries, take your time and take some space. Pace yourself, please. But why are we acting like we don't like this person? Why are we acting like it's not okay to send emojis, or it's too much to tell a person like, you know, I like you? Like, why do we make that such a big deal? Like, we're humans with emotions. Like, I know for me, I don't want no man that's going to sit here and play like he don't like me that much. Because that means you really don't like me. Because the man that like me, I want him to be loud and proud about me. Like, yeah, I like you. What's up? I want him to be in my face. All up in my face. Like, yeah, I like you. Yeah, why? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because then I really got nothing else to say. Like, I like that. I like that, healthy aggressive. I like that healthy aggression. You feel me? So it's like, I'm not ready to sit here and play like I don't like you either. Yeah, I like you. What's up? You feel me? Like, why are we playing around? Why are we acting like we don't care about these people? But we behind the scenes, we get mad over those things, or we actually really like them. Like we gotta be real. Why are we playing these games? Like, I hate that for us. Like, just be real. If I'm your boo and if I'm your girl and it's only been 3 days, I'm your girl. Okay, let's live in the delusion a little bit. Let's love on each other a little bit. You feel me? Like, I don't know. I just think, I'm just personally, just all of that just to say is just like, it's okay to have emotions. It's okay to work on yourself. You feel me? It's okay to do all these things. You know, if you're a person that desires to be married and have a family and, you know, really try to do it the right way, you know, whatever it looks like for you, then don't give up on it. Okay? Just continue to work on yourself and making sure while working on yourself that you're fulfilling yourself with love, so you know what it looks like. Because sometimes we've been deprived from love for so long, and then when we think we get in love, that it's not real true love. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta be careful. Like, Be open, be optimistic, just be careful. Have your boundaries. It's a lot of people that have deal breakers. Keep those deal breakers up. Do not put them down because you're trying to be understanding. No. Being understanding sometimes don't get you nowhere. And all it takes you is to understand that now you're being played with. You feel me? Like, we got to have our boundaries up. We got to make sure that we're operating that we're mature enough to date. You get what I'm saying? Like, these are people that we're interacting with. This is somebody's child. This is God's child. You feel me? Like, you want respect, you got to give respect. So make sure you're mature enough to even date. Make sure that you're ready to date. A lot of y'all just want companionship, but your heart not ready. Your heart's still broken from X, Y, and Z. Heal. Don't bring nobody and tag along and then play with them and then thinking and getting their hopes up. No. Work on yourself. Work on that heart of yours to fill your own traumas. It's okay to have somebody holding your hand along the way, but that's not their job. You feel me? Stop popping these balloons just because somebody likes anime or somebody got on some sneakers that's not, the most up to date. Like, please look at yourself in the mirror and are you up to date? You know what I'm saying? Like, are we up to par? Are you attractive spiritually, emotionally? Are you attractive in those ways? Because just because, your outer features are attractive, are you attractive in the inside? Because if you're not, then you got a lot of work to do. Okay? So we don't need to be judging nobody off their shoes. Don't get me wrong. Don't be walking around with no holes in your shoes. Okay? Don't get me wrong. There's a fine line. But we're not judging people off of materialistic things. Okay? You like what you like. That's cool. That's tea. But a lot of times, when you looking for materialistic things, that's what you get, and then you complain, but that's what you get. So it's like, we gotta be careful. We gotta really figure out why we want those things in the first place. You feel me? We gotta figure out why we following all these trends of dating that are not healthy. As a black community, we gotta love each other. We gotta do better. I know I want black love, so I gotta work on it. Okay? I gotta work on it, and I gotta find somebody that's also working on it. Okay? And just all that to say is just like, I'm just praying for our generation. I'm just praying for my younger people. I want to see more marriages. I always see baby showers. I want to see more marriages. I want to see more unions. I want to see more covenants. I want to see more love. I want to see us loving us each other the right way. I'm tired of us and being the butt of the joke when it comes to love. Like, nobody else does this but us. Like, nobody else put our business out faster than we do. Nobody retweets embarrassing things more than we do. You feel me? Like, I want to see us really truly loving each other and showing each other, what we about. Because black people, just in general, we love when we love hard. So it's like, I want to see us doing our big one when it comes to that. I want us to see us to be successful in love. We deserve it. We've been deprived from it for so long. We deserve to love with each other. You feel me? Take the societal standards out. Take all of the thoughts of whatever you think love's supposed to look like. That's not for us. We have our own route. And even if you're not black or whatever love looks like for you, stick to those values, stick to those morals, and continue. The main thing you need to be doing is loving on yourself. Okay? Because at the end of the day, the longest relationship you ever going to be in is with yourself and in God. So if you are going to be with yourself for the rest of your life, you need to make sure that you love you for you. Okay? That's the biggest thing you got to work on. Okay? And I speak love and prosperity in everything in everybody else's lives. I know for me, that's something that I want one day. So we're going to be working it together. And if marriage is still the goal for you, shout out to you, because you just like me. And we going to get that, okay? I'm claiming it. I'm receiving it. And that is that. And just put all positive energy out. Love, regardless, it needs to be spread across the whole nation. So, I just want us to just love on ourselves a little bit more. Love on the people that we have around us in our corner a little bit more. Okay? So, I'm just so thankful for you guys tuning in. It's been a week and a half since I've talked to you guys, and I'm telling you, It is not fun not talking to y'all, and I miss y'all so much. So, and I'm so glad that you guys tuned in with me. You know, rewind, do what you gotta do, take some notes, give me feedback. Of course, I love feedback. I love hearing you guys' opinions and reactions to the podcast. So please do so. Tune in, okay? And go listen to the other episodes if you haven't already. And I cannot wait for you guys to tune in on episode 7.